Thank you, ma'am, for your good wishes and also for highlighting a very important point where, while talking about the objective of the conference, Madam said that it's just not important to unite the world, but what kind of world? The world in its present state, even if we try to unite, bring them together, will it be of any help? So what is needed is first to have a world which is free of wars, conflicts, where there is education for all, where peace education is incorporated, and that can be done only when the rules of good governance are followed. And for that, we need to have a strong political will to do that. Till then, we won't be able to achieve much. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing these very valuable views with us. And when our Honorable Chief Guest was giving his speech, there Sir said that religion, which was supposed to be the cause of oneness and unity, that religion today is dividing the world. It's been said that religion should unite all hearts and cause wars and disputes to vanish from the face of the earth, give birth to spirituality, and bring life and light to each heart. If religion becomes a cause of dislike, hatred, and division, it were better to be without it. We thank our chief guest. I can see Sir is leaving because of his other commitments, but we are very, very thankful to our Honorable Chief Guest and our presiding officer for being with us all this while and for giving us promising us their support and giving us their blessings in all our endeavors. It's clear that if a remedy becomes a cause of the problem, dynamic children, these talented children, their teachers, their principal, CMS Rajendra Nagar Campus 1. It was the wow performance. So thank you very much. I have a question to ask. What if? Sometimes in our lives, we often come up with such questions. What if? What if each and every one of us had a say so? A letter we could all write. What would you say? Just one letter, if we have a say. Would you care to make the change? To feed the hungry? Would you give your millions to the many nations that need to feed the billions? Would you plant more trees and stop wasting? Would you lend a helping hand more than you do? Would you stop the corruption, the greed, the destruction? Would you make a difference in everyone's life that you meet by giving a smile, a gentle hug? What if you had a say so? Would you help build shelters for homeless people if you had the resources? Would you be one of the thousands that take that animal in off the street and give it a home? Would you help to facilitate more equality by seeing and feeling what is inside rather than what you see on the outside? What if there was no more suffering, no more diseases, no more hatred, no more prejudices? What if we were all united? It's with these words we are now going to present the World Unity Prayer, which is going to be presented by the students of City Montessori School, Kanpur Road campus. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. I'm sorry. This World Unity Prayer is being presented by the students of City Montessori School, Mahanagar Campus 3. I'm sorry.
Just saw the clippings of the wars fought over the ages in history, which shook the very roots of human existence. To replace the old paradigm of war with a new paradigm of unity, we must be pioneers who can push the boundaries of human understanding. We must be doctors who can cure the virus of violence. We must be soldiers of peace, and we must be artists who will make the world our masterpiece. There is no nation in the annals of history that has not experienced bloodshed. In fact, every nation over the period of time has made the same mistake, but in a different way. In a zeal to conquer the world, we forgot the simple fact that the earth is but one country and mankind its citizens. Hence, the world will not survive unless we unite and cooperate towards a common goal. We have progressed into the 15th year of the 21st century, but nothing seems to have changed. And we go on believing day after day that someone somewhere will soon bring about a change. Ladies and gentlemen, the change we wish to see in the world must begin with us. Now the question arises, from where do we learn the lessons? And the answer lies herein, by just turning over the pages of history. History stands as a witness to the dream of one world envisioned by great leaders and luminaries of all times. Leaders who abdicated their powers and positions, sacrificed their comforts and luxuries, and even their lives for the service of humanity and the world at large. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing great will ever be achieved in future without re-evaluating the achievements of these renowned personalities and taking lessons from their deep insight of life. Let us therefore take a trip down the memory lane and remember those leaders of all times and their outstanding achievements who firmly believe that mankind cannot survive unless there is unity of hearts. We begin with three visionary leaders who took initiative to unite the world in the past. First initiative to unite the world was taken by the first visionary world leader, Woodrow Wilson, President of the USA, who formed the League of Nations and was able to deter wars for 2 decades. Second initiative was taken by Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of the USA, who called a consultative meeting of world leaders, which led to the formation of the United Nations Organization. Third initiative was taken in 1950 by Robert Schuman, Prime Minister of France, who called the meeting of the European countries, which led to the formation of the European Union and Parliament, which brought unity and peace in Europe. We must also bow down to Lord Buddha, the Enlightened One, who gave the 4 noble truths and the 8-fold path to humanity for its upliftment. Socrates, he used philosophy as a tool to better the society and was also the foremost propounder in the field of ethics. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the Indian nation, whose principles of non-violence, truth and love for humanity were accepted worldwide and are eternal. Mother Teresa, in addition to her lifelong dedication to the care of the sick, the dying and the needy, Mother Teresa's major accomplishment was the founding of the Order of the Missionaries of Charity, which continues to serve the downtrodden and the underprivileged class of society. Swami Vivekananda, he was a key figure in the introduction of the Indian philosophies of Vedanta and Yoga to the Western world and was credited with raising interfaith awareness, especially at the famous Chicago Convention. The Dalai Lama, a spiritual teacher of great repute, as deep as the ocean, who proclaimed that unity is essential to solve global problems through arbitration. Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa in 1994, serving till 1999, a symbol of global peacemaking. Nelson Mandela won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Desmond Tutu, during the 1980s, he played an unrivaled role in drawing national and international attention to the iniquities of the apartheid, and in 1984, he won the Nobel Prize for Peace for his untiring efforts for the betterment of the world through unity of mankind. Lehma Roberta, an African peace activist who led a women's peace movement that helped to usher in the period of unity and to bring an end to the Second Liberian Civil War in 2003. Arthur Carwell, the chief architect of Australia's post-war immigration scheme, reaching out to the world, which united the world. Archibald Baxter was a New Zealand pacifist, socialist and anti-war activist. Martin Luther King Jr. He played a pivotal role in ending the legal segregation of the Afro-American citizens, as well as creation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln led the United States through its Civil War. In doing so, he preserved the Union, abolished slavery, strengthened the federal government, and modernized the economy. Simon Bolivar played a key role in the liberation of many Latin American countries from the Spanish colonial rule. Carlos Fuentes. He was one of Mexico's most celebrated novelists and the recipient of many prestigious literary awards, who used the power of pen to change the world. Marie Curie, a towering figure in the history of chemistry and physics. Her work not only influenced the development of fundamental science, but also ushered in a new era of medical research. Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel is the founder of the Nobel Prize, which honors men and women throughout the world for their achievements in medicine, chemistry, physics, literature, and works of peace. We are also appreciative of our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi's efforts to unite the world and to ensure a safe future for over 2 billion children of the world and the generations yet to be born.
Now it is our turn to better the world, to be the trailblazers who carry forward the legacy bequeathed to us and make an all-out effort to bring about world unity, to bring about world peace.
But our happiness is only short-lived, ladies and gentlemen. When we realize that our future is threatened by unimaginably huge stockpiles of nuclear weapons at the disposal of superpowers, besides equally dangerous chemical and biological weapons capable of destroying the earth several times over in case of another world war, which can be triggered off accidentally or deliberately any time.
Honorable members of the world judiciary, in such a scenario, we are forced to think that our future is not safe. And our wise elders are not striving hard enough to protect us from such anguish and agony. We appeal for a complete transformation of the present world order, because protecting the rights of the children the world over is the moral responsibility of this international community and can only be achieved by the enactment of enforceable world law.
On behalf of over 2 billion children of the world and generations yet to be born, we call upon the esteemed world leaders to urgently summon a meeting of all the heads of the government and heads of the state to deliberate upon the formation of a democratic world parliament to enact a binding world law as a prelude to the formation of a world government and a world court.
Honorable members of the world judiciary, sirs and madams, you are held in the highest regard and trusted by all sections of the society. And as such, we the children believe that your views and ideas will hold more weightage and stir the conscience of major decision makers, driving them to act in a progressive way towards fulfilling our demands.
We solicit for a unified world parliament, executive judiciary, constitution with jurisdiction over the entire planet, for a global government to come into existence.
The 20th century was a century of war, bloodshed and violence. But the 21st century ought to be a century of dialogue and consultation. The darkness looming large frightens us, Your Excellencies. And if you really care about us, please ensure we do not become cannon fodder of the future.
May unity pour from the cliffs of Italy.
May unity ring from the deserts of Arabia.
May unity resound from the snow-capped Rockies.
May unity ring from the river Amazon.
May unity prevail on earth.
May unity prevail on earth.
May unity prevail on earth.
We now present before you the World Unity Prayer.
World citizen. I believe in oneness of mankind. I believe that the earth is one country and mankind its citizens. I believe in a world without boundaries. We must unite, irrespective of caste, color, and creed. So let us come together to abolish terror, hatred, and pain, and to make this earth a paradise for all to live.
Represent the land of mystery, the dark continent. Ours is the land of the African Union that promotes peace and international cooperation. I believe in the peaceful coexistence among all the nations.
To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. No country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. Let us give every child love, laughter, and peace. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do.
In the words of international peace crusader Nelson Mandela, I quote, "We can change the world and make it a better place. It is in our hands to make the difference." So, let us all come together and sow the seeds of peace and harmony and pave the way for a brighter tomorrow. I pray for the people of Africa. May unity prevail in Africa. May unity prevail on earth.
The Great Barrier Reef, the snowy mountains of Tasmania, the Sydney Opera House, the Sydney Harbour, all proclaim to the world the majestic beauty of our land. We firmly believe in the vision of unity which leads to a harmonious existence.
This is my country. That is your country. These are the conceptions of narrow souls. For the liberal-minded, whole world is a family. As long as our ideas are the same, we will never be apart. Where there is unity, there is always victory. No man can lead man. We need to unite. Remember, there is no strength without unity.
I pray for the people of Oceania. May unity prevail in Oceania. May unity prevail on earth.
North America, comprising the United States of America and Canada, is a superpower to reckon with. I represent the land of the Grand Canyons, the Niagara Falls, Walt Disney, and Hollywood. Let us unite into one brotherhood and establish the love and spirit for unity.
I'm not bound to win, but I'm bound to be true. I'm not bound to succeed, but I'm bound to live by the light I have. I must stand with anybody that stands right, and stand with him while he is right, and part with him when he goes wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, a house divided against itself cannot stand. So, unity is the need of the hour. Let's have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duties as we understand it.
Let us pray that the military arsenals are directed towards the promotion of peace. For peace hath her victories, no less renowned than war. Let us pray for the people of North America. May unity prevail in North America. May unity prevail on earth.
I come from the land of the Alps. We take pride in our rich cultural heritage, history, and stunning architecture. Our creative endeavors have been appreciated worldwide. We believe that the destiny of man is to unite and lead a peaceful life.
I'm one of those who think like Nobel, that humanity can draw more good than evil from new discoveries and science only when we are united. After all, science is essentially international. We cannot hope to build a better world without improving the individuals. Where there's discord, may we bring harmony. Where there's error, may we bring truth. Where there's doubt, may we bring faith. And where there's despair, may we bring hope.
World unity is the wish of the hopeful, the goal of the idealists, and the glorious dream of one and all. I pray for the people of Europe. May unity prevail in Europe. May unity prevail on earth.
Our home to the world's renowned Amazon with all its wonders. Not to forget the longest mountain chains in the world, the Andes. We proudly host a variety of cultures as we are culturally, ethnically, and racially diverse. But we believe in unity and oneness of mankind.
United we stand, divided we fall. This Adish has been with us since our generations. As boundaries diffuse in this ever-shrinking world, unity becomes even more necessary. Only when we unite, we can truly cope up with the difficulties we face. Because so powerful is the light of unity that can illuminate the whole world. All for one and one world for all.
Let us unite to save our children, save mankind, and to create a peaceful world. I pray for the people of South America. May unity prevail in South America. May unity prevail on earth.
I represent the largest continent of the world, the land of Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, the Dalai Lama, Swami Vivekanand, and many more such luminaries. I boast of a strong economy in the present and a rich mathematical heritage of the past. The stone forest, the Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China are my pride. As I harbor a variety of cultures, I believe unity is strength.
Peace begins with a smile. So let us meet each other with a smile. I belong to the world. As to my heart, it belongs entirely to the heart of this world. I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. But together we can do great things. So let us insist and work together on raising the funds of love, of kindness, of understanding, and of peace and unity.
Our loyalties must transcend all barriers in achieving peace. So let us live in unity by building a peaceful, happy, and harmonious world. I pray for the people of Asia. May unity prevail in Asia. May unity prevail on earth.
May there be unity among all the nations of the world. Let there be just and peaceful relations and a spirit of cooperation. Each country must stand for the other, reaching out to help and benefit and bring about goodness and happiness all round the world. May unity prevail on earth. May unity prevail on earth. May unity prevail on earth.
Listen to the sound of the breeze. this evening. Her Excellency, Ms. Chandrika Kumaratunge, former President of Sri Lanka, was kind enough to give an excellent and insightful address this evening. We thank you, ma'am, for your address and for your presence. I'd like to thank the Conference Secretary, Dr. Vinita Kamran, for her address and welcoming of the guests. I'd like to thank the principals of the Kanpur Road campus of City Montessori School for the all-religion prayer that the students of her campus put up so beautifully, depicting the unity and oneness of all the religions. I'd like to thank the principal and teachers and students of the Rajind Nagar 1 campus of CMS for the beautiful, colorful, vibrant item showing the diversity of the culture of India, from the different parts of India, the songs and the dances that were presented depicting a little bit of the culture of the different parts of India was very beautiful. And I'd like to thank Ms. Deepa Tiwari, the principal of that campus, and all her wonderful staff and students for that beautiful presentation. I'd like to thank the principal of Mahanagar 3rd campus, Dr. Kalpana Tripathi, for the World Peace Prayer Ceremony that we saw, and all her teachers and all the students of that campus. I'd like finally to thank two more people, Ms. Sushmita Basu, Head of Quality Assurance and Innovations Department of City Montessori School, and all her able colleagues for the wonderful arrangements this evening and all the arrangements regarding food, transport, flowers, ceremonies, and so forth are all under the charge of Mrs. Sushmita Basu, the Head of Quality Assurance of City Montessori School, and I'd like to congratulate her. And finally, I'd like to congratulate and thank Ms. Archana Pandey for so ably comparing this evening. Friends, have a wonderful evening. Please proceed to dinner now, and tomorrow morning there is I'd like to acknowledge the presence here of Honorable Mr. Justice S.V.S. Rathore from the Allahabad High Court of Uttar Pradesh. Sir, you're very welcome here, and thank you so much for your gracious presence here this evening. So friends, have a good evening, and tomorrow morning we get together for the march, the Unity March at 7:45 a.m. at the Purani Chungi. Your escorts will know where you are to be present tomorrow morning at 7:45. Thank you very much. Good night, and have a wonderful